We are here with Senior Moments with Therese Johnson of Senior Care of Sacramento. She provides some outstanding information on really how to care for your loved one and also position yourself to be able to make sure the people that you love are really set up with a great plan for their own peace of mind as well as yours as well. So, Therese, I want to go ahead and just mention here, I really appreciate the advice you've given me on a personal level, but also working with seniors. And we had a lot of fun at the Senior Awareness Day over in San Joaquin County and stuff as well. So actually there were a few people that mentioned your name there, and you were awesome. And thank you for coming out to really serve the community out there as well. So anyway, I know you have some wonderful information that you're going to be talking about here. So I'd like to turn it over to you, Therese Johnson of Senior Care of Sacramento.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. And it was my pleasure. I had a lot of fun that day out at the San Joaquin Health Fair. It was awesome. So, well, I thought I would talk today about self-help tips for hoarders, since that is a good subject to go along with your guest today, Kathleen's Feng Shui topic. In fact, even myself, a lot of, with the seniors, when they're having to downsize and looking at possibilities of moving to assisted living or board and care and having to downsize out of their home, it can be a daunting task and overwhelming. I know even for myself, I have a large 5-bedroom house because I raised 6 children, 4 of my own and 4 stepsons. And so they're all grown now and gone, and I'm just dreading the day that I have to downsize, to be honest with you. So I have a lot of empathy for seniors when it comes to having to do that kind of planning. And I kept thinking, oh, well, I mean, even now as my children are adults and I call them and say, listen, I got this box of all your trophies and stuff. You want to come get it? And they're like, oh, can you hang on to it for me, Mom, a little bit longer? So 3 years later, I'm like, okay, you ready for this box now? So it can definitely be an issue, and it can be stressful when you're trying to move from a home you've lived in for over 20 years or more, and you have accumulated all kinds of stuff. And I mean, you can only do so many. Yeah, so many garage.
So could I.
So many garage sales, right?
Right.
So I have, and then all of us, I mean, some of us are more pack rats than others, and that can be kind of a normal thing. Some of us are just normally pack rats, but some of us get carried away and we get a little OCD, obsessive compulsive, especially in seniors if we are not treating anxiety, which tends to come along with depression and old age quite often. So I recommend that if you are suffering from any kind of anxiety, that you get it treated, because it can turn into OCD. And one of the things that OCD leads to can be hoarding. So if you are hoarding, or you have relatives or parents or grandparents that are hoarding, and you know that they're going to have to be moving, I have a few tips to help you with those issues around hoarding. So, and some of us who are just born hoarders, that doesn't mean we're lazy or stubbornly attached to our possessions. It just means that we're actually genetically predisposed to live the life of a pack rat. So, but for those who do have a serious problem, you can start slow. You don't have to go through your home and throw everything into the dumpster at once, because that can lead to strong feelings of regret and anxiety, and we don't want to have more anxiety. Rather, go through one small space or collection each week. The next thing you can do is consider consignment. It's much easier to get rid of an item if you know it's going to a good home. Like if you're donating, if donating isn't a good option for you, then think seriously about consignment. This way you're getting some money back for the item. That's one option, and a lot of people feel better about donating things than just throwing them out or giving them away to a Salvation Army. But that can be a good option also. You can handle the objects, and when you're going through your things, you should handle the objects only once. Curb the tendency to put something aside, like for now, which we're famous for doing. Take the time to make a decision about an item in the present, so you don't have to handle it again and again each time you decide to get organized. The next thing you can do is scale down collections. If you're a collector and you have all kinds of different collections, I know knickknacks are a favorite for a lot of seniors. If you've kept all of your childhood report cards, choose to save like 1 or 2 and toss the rest, and try framing or displaying one item from a collection so it's special, and then consign, donate, or recycle the rest. You can also toss unused items. Owning a book about gardening doesn't make you a person who gardens, and buying books on cooking or other crafts and never cracking the book or trying one of the recipes doesn't mean you're a cook. So resist the urge to buy tokens of a new hobby until you are actively participating in that hobby, and that will make it easier for you to toss unused items or not collect them to begin with. And the last tip I have is put it in a box. So if you cannot decide to toss or keep an item, which is very difficult for hoarders, put it in a box for 6 months. If you don't open the box before then, you can let it go without regret. Trust me. This is a great idea for people who hoard items like magazines, travel toiletries, and newspaper clippings especially. So get rid of all that unused stuff and have some great space and feng shui in your home. So the more you have opened up the clutter and space, you will allow more space for new, healthy energy to come in and help you to prepare for a move if you are moving or need to move in the near future for your own health and well-being.
Well, I think these are really good tips. I can attest, just in life gets pretty packed up pretty quick, doesn't it, Cammie?
Absolutely. And thinking about it as a theater person, having been in theater for most of my life, it is hard to break the habit of looking at something and saying, wait, I may need that on stage one day. Like, you're going to need everything on stage one day. But
I know. I used to collect all my daughter was in dance, and actually she just graduated, I'm very proud to say, with a fine arts degree in dance from Long Beach University. And I used to save all her costumes from every performance.
My 3 daughters, I have all their costumes.
Finally, I ended up giving them away to all my nieces and nephews, and they have a ball with them.
It's really great to be able to be thinking about that and planning. It's really not just for ourselves. If you are a senior, just getting things organized, it really is better for you because you can think more clearly. I know my sister actually helped my dad unclutter a certain place, and it really makes loads of difference for him. And then there's some other areas that I've picked up that really has helped him a lot as well. But it's not just for the senior, but it's for yourself later, because later in life, I will tell you, you're able to organize things rather than just scoot them out and throw them out, and really be able to organize it. And things that do mean something, you're able to really put them in a special place and stuff as well. But if you need more information, definitely feel free to contact Therese Johnson. She can be reached at seniorcareofsacramento.com. You can go visit that website at seniorcareofsacramento.com.
And I also want to add, like Jim said, planning is so important, because if you plan and have your space organized and something happens, you fall, break a hip, you can't go home, and you don't have that control at that point in time. If you know you have everything in order before a crisis or something like that happens, you're not going to have as much anxiety.
Yeah, and that's Therese Johnson with Therese. Therese I had a senior moment there at Senior Care of Sacramento.